sitting here while it's raining and shit. Uh, you know, got two videos on my mind for later. One is recent. One would be like I say, after the new year come around. But like the one recent, it's basically gonna be like a review, a 2-year review over a transmission that I rebuilt 2 years ago that I put on the video as of a rebuild. That's like my spare transmission, and I'm doing the overall 2-year review of that, how it went, and what problems that I had in the long run, and why I had these problems. Of one of the issues of a clutch, 3 and 4 clutches burning out after you rebuild, you want to watch out for is the TV cable that's known also as the kickdown cable. You don't want to really get the adjustable kind with the telescope, where you can adjust the telescoping of it, and then adjust it on the end with the adjusting screw. I mean, unless you know for sure and like measure somehow that you got the precise length of that wire. Otherwise, if it's just slightly off, you're taking a high chance, depending on how much off it is, of burning up for sure your 3 and 4th clutch, fiber clutches, and it'll just probably be a no 3rd and 4th shift, just because of that little kickdown cable, the TV cable. And but also ran into a problem with the case itself, where the transmission pump bolts into the case, pump to case. And they got 2 bolts, 2 treads that are right next to each other, nearest compared to the other 5, because there are 7 bolts total. The 2 that are nearest to each other, I think like it's like on the 3 o'clock position. Like if you have it sitting down, laying on this pan, if you're looking at it from the front, the 3 o'clock, I might be wrong, but I'm sure it's the 3 o'clock position. It's got the 2 bolts that are like an inch or 2 apart from each other. Both of those treads in the case was messed up, and I somehow put them together. I was just making them for video purposes when I put it together, but actually, I went back and checked it, but I kind of just like just tried to rig it up somehow. I said I'll be all right. Because at first it wasn't that bad, but then later it worsened somehow. somehow, because if it's slightly like barely wanting to tightening and it can like skip over and start treading itself again, like it's skipping a tread and then just like it's starting itself back over to tighten again, you got a problem there. How I could have just re-tapped them into it and put like different size bolts, like bigger size bolts, and after I re-tapped it for a bigger tread, for a bigger bolt, I could have did that, but I just went and I figured I would get a whole nother transmission to supply 2 transmissions, because my other transmission, the other one that was not in the video, I had an issue with the valve body anyway, and I wanted the parts off of this other transmission, as well as the case for the other one that had the leak, the one with the case leak with the treads. That's the one I used for the video, but I was able to use. I want to explain all of that about how I used that one transmission to supply 2, and but I'm mainly focusing on is the one for that I made for the video, just to do an overview update. I mean, overview. I mean, a review over the 2-year period since that rebuild that I put up the one that I showed on the video of the disassemble and reassemble in the 5-part videos that I made. And but on another video, I wanted to just do like a output shaft swap from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive. And I might actually just want to just take, doing a little disassemble of it, which is not much, and actually display that. But I also want to but just to sit there on display, or I might even hook them together somehow. It would be better if I had before I decided on actually making that video, that I actually have the actual transfer case, which is going to be the what is it, the 241C transfer case. Would be the one to go for that $700 for. But I just wanted to point out the differences in between the shafts. The 4-wheel drive is like a 3-inch difference, and 3 inches shorter. The 4-wheel drive is 3 inches shorter than the 2-wheel drive, and how you have to go into the barrel, only halfway into the barrel only, and not inside the entire barrel. Just that all you have to do is remove the input of the barrel only, and the only thing of the output is just after you pull the pump out, after you pull out the input reverse drum out, after you pull out the input shaft assembly out that's holding 3 clutches itself. So that'll be a total of 4 clutch sets, fiber clutch sets out. So that'll be the whole input out the way. And so The only thing you'll have to do after that is just reach in and pull out the front sun gear for that front planetary gear set. You don't even have to touch the carrier. You don't have to even touch the front planetary carrier or the front ring gear. All you have to do is just pull out the sun gear for that front planetary set. The bottom, you're not gonna get nowhere near. You don't have to even touch. You don't have to go further. You ain't gotta touch that planet carrier unless, I mean, you don't even have to touch that planet carrier at all. You know, just that sun gear, the front sun gear, and then you just take off the snap ring, pop the snap ring off of the output shaft, and you release the output shaft, and you merely just swap output shafts. Like, you're releasing out that two-wheel drive output shaft, you're replacing it with a four-wheel drive output shaft. You just, from that point, you're just reversing what you had just did. Put the four-wheel drive output shaft in, and then from the inside the barrel, you put in the snap ring, and then that will seal off the output. Then you just go ahead and put all your input back in, seal it off the top with the transmission pump. And from the bottom, you got not to forget to mention the TCC, not TCC lockup solenoid that goes into the pump from the bottom of the pan, that bolts, with the two bolts. All you have to do, you remove that and you remove the filter, and then when you're putting it back on, after you put the barrel together, then you put the solenoid back in, you put the filter back in, and you put the pan on, and that'll be the output shaft swap right there. So this is just a keep of notes of these two videos, but I probably would have remembered anyway. But this is, just for assurance, just in case for some reason.